What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Homegrown Career Mode. This is episode number 33, and we're starting today's episode off with some player training where, as you can see, finally, after months of training, Sam Lewis has now hit 60 overall, so we can check his potential, and as you can see, a little bit disappointed. He shows great potential. It's still good. It's between 81 and 85, I believe, showing great potential, so still pretty decent, but I was hoping for exciting prospects, and of course the way he started the season, 2 goals in 9 games. I believe both of those goals coming from the bench as well. We really like this kid. I really do. Of course, centre forward is his listed position, but we're playing him as a striker up top in the front as part of a front two, and he's pretty quick off the mark. He's got a decent little left foot on him, high-low work rate, so a little bit disappointed, but at least it's better than nothing. You know, it's better than nothing, and I guess we've got to be grateful for it. But following that, Callum Chambers, who of course we signed in the summer transfer window along with Gareth Bale, has put in a transfer request, and the former Arsenal man wants to leave the club and go elsewhere in this January window. Bit of a shame that. It's understandable because we gave Chambers the important squad role, and of course this season he only played 9 games, hasn't played much for us this year at all, and it's mainly because this season defensively we've had the best record in the division, playing Schneiderlin and Cook together as our centre-back duo. So because of that, Chambers found it hard to break into the first 11, but I'm not going to give him the transfer request. I don't want to let him go. He's only just joined here. We'll give him some more game time this season, try and talk him around, and hopefully he'll end up deciding to stay here at St Mary's and not leave elsewhere, and he'll get the chance to start in this game against Leeds United away at Eden Road for the first game of today's episode in the Premier League, coming on the back of our 4-2 victory over Fulham, looking for a big win here against the side right now currently sat in the relegation zone.
And the game today, Leeds United, and they face Southampton. A low-scoring side, the lowest-scoring team in the division, actually, and they've got to try and get the better of the best defence. It's going to be very hard for them to do that, but we wait and see with a fair amount of anticipation.
They just haven't been creating chances, the home team here, and when they have, they've been fluffing them, so I just wonder whether they're going to be able to do something better here.
And pre-game, Martin Tyler and Alan Smith discussed briefly as what's been going on with both teams this season and why right now it's contrasting form for both teams. Leeds sat in the relegation zone in 19th place, us right now sat in 4th place in the top 4. Leeds, the worst goal scoring record in the division, Southampton the best defensive record in the division, so heading into the game you'd probably think it was going to be relatively one-sided, with us in 4th, them in 19th place, Leeds struggling to score, us defending really well, but often in FIFA it doesn't really work out that way. And you know, Alan Smith in that little commentary segment there said that the problem they've had is they've not been creating that many chances. Alan was in for a shock when watching this game here at Ellen Road, because it was all Leeds in the first half, particularly in the first half an hour. They were putting the sword to us, and they got their first goal 23 minutes in through Barry Douglas, the former Wolves left back, turning in a corner. And just real briefly, you saw how many goals conceded this season. It's an incredibly low amount, but think about how many goals we conceded from corners and crosses this season. I would wager that almost half, if not half, the goals we conceded this season have come from corners and crosses, and particularly the former. We've conceded so many goals from corners this season as the Scottish fullback there puts Leeds in front and makes it 1-0. We just cannot defend from crosses into the box now. We need some real height in our back line because we're really struggling on that department. But we tried to respond 33 minutes in. Nathan Redmond coming from the left-hand side with a brilliant goal-saving challenge there. Stopped Redmond from making it 1-1. But Leeds at the crossbar with 5 minutes to go, and again it was a cross to the middle that we just couldn't defend, and every single time Leeds got the ball in the first half. Well, Alan Smith said they weren't creating much. In this half, they realised that with us struggling this season to defend with crosses, that was going to be their game plan. Get the ball down the flanks, whip it into the centre, and all of their opportunities in this game were coming from the wide areas and coming from deliveries into the box. We just could not stop them, and we didn't get a chance in the game ourselves. One of our best chances fell with 62 minutes to go. Really nice 1-2 here between Adam Lallana and Theo Walcott. Great back heel by Theo, plays for the former Liverpool man, but Lallana died by a great save by Werner as he turns behind for a goal kick, and that was how the game finished. Final score, Leeds United 1, Southampton 0. They may be the lowest scorers in the division, but in the end only 1 goal was required to get the 3 points against us, and sadly it's our first loss since December. We were on a really nice unbeaten run, hadn't lost a game since the Bournemouth defeat at the start of December, but now our first loss of the calendar year. Douglas' strike gives Leeds the win, and they stay in the relegation zone, and we stay in the top 4, but either way, still a very disappointing result there. Just didn't create much, whereas Leeds did. did. And again, pre-game, you wouldn't have thought that based on what Martin Tyler and Alex have discussed. But so often is the case in FIFA. We just could not stop those crosses. But after that, we had some more player training. Cedric now to a 78 rated goalkeeper. And a big game of Van der Broek there as well from Napoli. Wanted to take our Belgian fullback to the Stadio San Paolo. And of course, we turned it down. I'm really liking this kid. He starts in our second game today as we take on West Brom in the FA Cup 4th round here at St Mary's as the Baggies will come and take us on the South Coast. I like this kid a lot. Can play left back, can play right back, 5-star skill moves. He's played well in limited minutes this season, and I've got big plans for him in this Southampton team as the seasons go on. But taking on West Bromwich Albion, of course, relegated from the Premier League last season in real life. The Baggies dropping to the Championship. Of course, last season, we reached the FA Cup final before being beaten by Spurs at Wembley by 1-0. The FA Cup, as I discussed, I think in the last episode, it's our lowest priority of the 3 competitions left. It goes Premier League, then Europa League, then the FA Cup, with our Europa League round of 32 ties against Lyon coming next month as well. I wasn't really fussed if we went out here, hence why we fielded a completely weakened side, but 29 minutes in, we got ourselves the opening goal of the game after a nice little build-up where Harrison Reed fed through Sam Gallagher, and Gallagher's been exactly what we asked of him since the series began. I said last season, we wanted to chip in with a few goals this season, and every season he's with us, 3 or 4 goals a year. That's all we expect from him, a squad striker that does his job when he's on the pitch, and that's what he's done consistently throughout the course of the series so far. He's not got many goals, but every now and then he scores one or two, and it's helpful. It's helpful to have a striker like that every now and then finds the back of the net. And he could have made it 2-0 as well, got his second goal of the game with 15 minutes to go. He was played through by Sam Lewis, gets around Kyle Bartley, takes it round him, goes to goal with the left foot. It's a good save by Sam Johnston as he turns it behind for a corner. So still leading by a goal. We were playing a better football, but the Baggies had a golden chance to force a replay in the final minute of normal time. Lyon plays it in. We don't deal with it effectively, and I think it was Rondon who went for goal, hits the inside the post, and Van der Broek skillfully clears the ball away as the game finishes as a 1-0 scoreline. So we survived the late scare. The Baggies hit the woodwork. We hold on for the victory, and we are in to the FA Cup 5th round. So delighted with that. One of the games where the stats were quite deceptive. West Brom didn't really create that many chances. They had a lot less of the ball as well, and I felt we deserved to get the win, but only just. It was not the most action-packed games, but it came down to it was more clinical, and in the end that was us scoring with the only goal of the game, courtesy of Sam Gallagher. So yeah, through to the FA Cup 5th round, and again it's still the lowest priority. Lyon next month, that's going to be a really great Europa League round of 32 tie. I'm really excited for that one. Taking them on, I think at home first and then away in France in the second leg. That should be really, really fun. And of course, don't forget the ball wants to reach the Europa League final this season, so we've really got to be up again. We've really got to be on our game in Europe this season, particularly in knockout stages now. But of course, the Premier League is still our priority. The board are asking us to finish in Europa League place, which would be 5th place or possibly 6th or 7th, depending on cup standings. But right now, we are still sat in the top 4 despite the loss to Leeds. And there's about 16 games to go. There's plenty of time remaining, and the league right now is a bit of a cluster. No one's really got away in the Premier League table. Everyone's so tightly bunched together. But if we can stay in the top 4 between now and the end of the season and get Champions League football next year, that will be fantastic. If we're to do that, we need less results like the game against Leeds and more results like the game against Fulham in the last episode. And taking on West Ham for the 3rd and final game of today's episode. Right now they're sat in mid-table. The first chance fell to us 26 minutes in. Even Collins found Nathan Redmond, and the golden chance was spurned by Redmond, who this season, he's got off the mark. He's scored a couple of goals, but sadly it's not worked out for Redmond this year. I had such high hopes for him after last year being our second highest scorer. This season just hasn't been as consistent, unfortunately. Should have taken that chance there, as should Lanzini, just for the break, hitting that ball into the side net in there, as it was still goalless heading into the dressing room. And in the second half, Felipe Anderson had a great chance to put the Hammers in front 11 minutes after the restart, firing this shot off target. And as you can see in this game, it was all about missed opportunities. There were chances being created, but the shooting boots were not laced up properly for all the players on either team. It was still goalless, but from that goal kick, we passed out from the back as we do. Redmond went down left-hand side, fed it through to Gareth Bale, league's highest scorer, but instead he's still a team player, rolls it across to Theo Walcott, and just before the hour mark, Theo, how great is this to see? Hadn't scored a single goal all season long until that loss to Bournemouth at the start of the last month when he got off the mark at the Vitality Stadium, and now he's got 4 goals in the Premier League. Quick 4 goals in the space of almost 2 months. Great to see, because he's been struggling so much. Bale playing selfless there. He wants the golden boot, but he wants to get Southampton into the Champions League more than anything. You can see that with the team play there. Plays it through, Walcott with a finish, and the former Everton man makes it 1-0, and that was how the game finished. A few chances created for both teams, but the finishing not really up to scratch until that one moment, Walcott took the chance we had, and thankfully it separates the side. So 3 1-0 scorelines in a row, but glad to bounce back with a win in the Premier League there. And as you'll see come the end of the episode, it does mean we are still in the top 4. But following out, it was time for transfer deadline day. We had a bit for Ward-Prowse initially. We rejected it from Leicester for our captain there, and then we had a couple of loan offers here for Obafemi, and I think it was Lloyd Isgrove from Newcastle United as well. We rejected them both, and I've got to say just real briefly, this has got to be the quickest transfer window ever, at least on my channel, man. You guys know I sort of milk the transfer windows in both FIFA Career Mode and Football Manager, because to me that's the funnest part of both games. I love the transfer windows. I love making signings. I love selling players. I love readjusting your squad. It's really, really fun. But of course, in this series, it's all about developing academy talents more than anything, hence the title, the Homegrown Career Mode. So we only had one player we could sign in Jason McCarthy, because we can't pick him up due to Wickham not wanting to let him go. So we got through the transfer window so quickly. You know, normally it takes like 4 or 5 episodes. We get it done in 2. Very quick transfer window, but we didn't really need to do anything. We're still in the top 4. That's the most important thing. And with 16 games to go in the season, hopefully we'll stay there. And right now we're still only 6 points off Crystal Palace, who lead the league still with 16 games remaining. It's been a bizarre season. I wonder how it's going to finish. But that was today's episode of Homegrown Career Mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy the episode, please do drop a like. Much love, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.